Have you ever wondered why some people, after 75, can still walk for a long time with a steady and effortless pace, while others struggle to walk down a flight of stairs already in their early 60s? What justifies this difference? Is it all written in the genes? Or is there something much simpler but often overlooked? I'll explain right away. Every morning, as soon as you wake up, your body begins to lose muscle mass. Especially in the lower body, it is a silent process, which is activated especially when the body fasts for too long. And if it does not receive the right fuel within the first 2 hours of waking up, this loss accelerates. There are no warning signs, nor pain. But in the long run, they make themselves felt. The legs become less confident. The calves lose tone, and every daily movement, even the simplest, begins to weigh a little more. The good news is that reversing this trend doesn't require expensive gym memberships or miracle supplements. All you need to do is correct a few morning habits. And among these, what you choose to put on your plate for breakfast makes all the difference. Some common foods, if eaten at the right time and in the right combination, can become real allies in defending muscle strength and balance. Before we begin, if you are interested in the topic and want to learn more about other tips for staying fit after 60, I invite you to click like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell so you don't miss the next videos. And if you want to make a personal commitment to your health, write it in the comments with this sentence: "Every morning I choose to nourish my strength." Now, let's get to the heart of our journey, starting with one of the most underrated, yet actually for very powerful foods: the whole, hard-boiled egg. Yes, that's it. So simple, so cheap, so amazingly effective for keeping muscles active and legs stable after 50. After a night of sleep and fasting, the body needs real nutrients to start rebuilding tissue, and the egg is one of the most complete foods you can eat for breakfast. Many consider it just a light side dish or a filler, but the reality is that inside that shell lies a precious source of high-quality protein. It contains all 9 essential amino acids, including leucine, a true natural spark capable of activating the muscle rebuilding process. And as we age, when the body's ability to synthesize proteins decreases, these elements become essential. There is, however, a common mistake: separating the egg white from the yolk. Once upon a time, it was feared that the yolk, due to its cholesterol content, was harmful to health. But today, we know that it is precisely there that the most important substances are found: leucine, vitamin D, B12, and choline. These nutrients not only strengthen muscles, but also improve communication between the brain and limbs, making movements more reactive and reducing the risk of falls, especially in the elderly. Another key point is the often overlooked choline. This substance is essential for the formation of acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter essential for communication between nerves and muscles. If it is missing, even the most trained legs can respond more slowly. And in an elderly person, that half second can make the difference between balance and falling. All it takes is one hard-boiled egg a day to start noticing benefits. Some studies confirm this. Elderly people who consumed whole eggs every day for 3 months saw 10% improvements in leg strength, balance, and ease of daily movements, such as getting up from a chair or climbing stairs. Preparing it is very simple. Immerse the egg in cold water, bring to a boil and cook for 8 to 10 minutes, depending on the desired consistency. Then immediately immerse it in cold water. This will stop the cooking and make the shell easier to remove. An extra trick? Add a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar to the water. It aids digestion and supports the intestine. For a complete breakfast, you can combine the egg with slices of avocado, rich in good fats, or with some slices of fresh cucumber, useful for hydration. This combination helps to better absorb choline and promotes a more efficient metabolism, which is especially useful when age slows down the digestive processes. A simple and tasty idea: mash the hard-boiled egg with a fork, add a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, a pinch of turmeric, and spread it all on a slice of whole wheat bread. You will get a filling meal, rich in nutrients and easy to prepare even with little desire or energy. Still worried about cholesterol? Don't worry. The latest research shows that 1 or 2 eggs a day do not negatively affect the cardiovascular health of healthy people. In fact, they often also help control weight and maintain active muscle mass. And if you were getting ready to pour yourself a bowl of sugary cereal or spread butter on a slice of white bread, stop for a moment. Instead, try choosing 2 hard-boiled eggs, accompanied by vegetables or whole grain bread. That small gesture, repeated every morning, can become a solid foundation for improving physical resistance and feeling more stable in movement. This choice, so simple and daily, can become one of the most powerful habits to maintain autonomy and vitality over the years. Because every day, every step climbed without difficulty starts from here, from how we nourish our body when we wake up. And if the egg is the starting point for strengthening muscles and coordination, now we will move on to another morning combination that works silently but with extraordinary effects. A plant-based mix that nourishes muscles, reduces inflammation, and promotes long-lasting energy. If the egg is the cornerstone of your breakfast to rebuild muscle strength, the next combination acts in synergy as a silent but tireless team. We are talking about a seemingly simple but incredibly powerful vegetable duo: oats and chia seeds. Many associate these 2 foods with a light diet or weight loss regimes, but in reality, they are 2 true allies for those over 50 who want to maintain energy, muscle elasticity, and resistance in the legs. Often underestimated in diets that focus on animal protein, these plant-based ingredients offer a complementary action that protects muscles over time, especially when dealing with the first signs of aging: tired legs, morning stiffness, small cramps that appear for no apparent reason. Let's start with oats. Its strength lies not only in the fiber that everyone knows, but in a very specific type: beta-glucan. It is a soluble fiber that works on multiple levels. It stabilizes blood sugar levels, which is essential to avoid sudden spikes and drops in energy. And above all, it reduces chronic low-grade inflammation, a subtle phenomenon that progressively undermines muscle fibers, making them weaker and less reactive. Chronic inflammation is very different from acute inflammation. It does not manifest itself with obvious pain, and it does not cause swelling or redness in an area of the body. But in the long run, it causes a real erosion of vitality. It makes you feel tired even if you have slept well, makes movements less fluid, and makes your legs feel hard or wooden when you wake up. Integrating oats into your morning routine helps to extinguish these small outbreaks of inflammation and improve the quality of the muscular response. But it doesn't stop there. Oats are also surprisingly rich in plant-based protein, iron, and magnesium. Three nutrients that, working together, support muscle contraction, prevent cramps, and help the body recover after a night's rest. And it's precisely when you wake up that your muscles need to be nourished the most, before your body starts to use them for energy. Now, let's add chia seeds to this base. Small, almost invisible yet true, concentrates of omega-3, calcium, and potassium. Their benefits are many. They reduce muscle pain after a small effort, improve joint lubrication, and promote communication between nerves and muscles, ensuring coordination, balance, and precision in movements. These effects are particularly valuable after the age of 60, when you begin to notice that reflexes slow down and muscles respond less promptly to stimuli. Furthermore, chia seeds, when in contact with liquids, form a natural gel that slows the absorption of sugars, giving a feeling of prolonged satiety and a gradual release of energy. This means less nervous hunger, fewer mid-morning energy drops, and greater stability in blood sugar levels, key elements to maintain constant strength and vitality throughout the day. How to prepare this functional breakfast? It's easier than you think. Pour 3 tablespoons of oats into hot water or plant-based milk, such as almond or oat milk. Let it sit for 10 minutes and then cook on low heat until the consistency becomes creamy. In the last minute of cooking, add a heaped tablespoon of chia seeds. You'll see that they will quickly absorb the liquid, turning into a delicate jelly, perfect for digestion. If you want to spice it up, you can add a sprinkle of cinnamon or a pinch of nutmeg. In addition to enhancing the taste, these natural spices help maintain stable blood sugar levels and support circulation. And for a refreshing and anti-inflammatory touch, if you want to spice it up, you can add a sprinkle of cinnamon or a pinch of nutmeg. In addition to enhancing the taste, these natural spices help maintain stable blood sugar levels and support circulation. And for a refreshing and anti-inflammatory touch, you can add a slice of fresh ginger or a handful of blueberries, excellent for microcirculation and capillary protection. Alternatively, if you are in a hurry in the morning or do not like hot preparations, you can opt for the famous overnight oats. Just mix oats, chia, and vegetable milk in a jar, leave to rest in the fridge overnight, and enjoy the following morning, perhaps with banana grated apple, or a sprinkling of bitter cocoa for a sweet, nutritious breakfast without refined sugars. This type of breakfast, if done consistently, acts as a slow energy release system for your muscles. It accompanies you throughout the morning, helping you in small daily efforts, carrying the shopping bags, taking the stairs, walking in the park. The benefits, it is good to remember, do not arrive from one day to the next, but with daily repetition, they become visible and, above all, sensitive. Less stiffness, greater balance, more energy in the legs. A practical tip: if you are one of those who suffer from cold feet in the morning, slow circulation, or mild numbness in the lower limbs, this combination can be a small but important natural help. The nutrients in oats and chia improve blood fluidity, oxygen delivery to tissues, and the body's ability to maintain heat and muscle elasticity even during the coldest months. In conclusion, oats and chia seeds are not just a healthy way to start your day. They are a tangible and affordable investment in your future mobility. Incorporated into your routine, they become silent but powerful tools to combat muscle loss, prevent imbalances, and improve the quality of your movements. In the next block, we will discover how a very common cheap, and often underestimated fruit can become an incredible ally of coordination and balance. And you will be surprised to discover that its secret lies in consuming it at the wrong time. Sometimes the most effective solutions are right in front of our eyes, or in our fridge. Among the many foods we can choose to start the day on the right foot, bananas occupy a place of honor. But be careful, not the overripe, sweet and soft banana full of spots. Rather, the slightly unripe one, still firm, light yellow in color with green hues at the ends. The very one that many avoid, thinking it is not yet ready to eat. And it is precisely in that phase that the banana releases its best qualities to support leg strength, coordination, and stability in movements. Such a simple fruit, so cheap, but at the same time, a real nutrient for the muscles and the nervous system, especially in people over 60. Bananas, as is well known, are rich in potassium, a mineral essential for the proper functioning of muscles and nerves. When potassium levels drop, even slightly, disorders such as cramps, muscle stiffness, involuntary spasms, or a general feeling of fatigue appear. And often, these signs arrive right in the morning or after minimal effort, such as climbing a few stairs or taking a longer walk than usual. This is why replenishing potassium every day is so important. But that's not all. Unripe bananas contain more vitamin B6 than ripe ones. B6 is essential for the production of neurotransmitters, such as dopamine and serotonin. These are not just feel-good hormones. These substances directly influence our ability to coordinate movements, maintain balance, and walk with confidence. Not surprisingly, a B6 deficiency can cause dizziness, instability, and a sense of loss in movement. One of the most interesting aspects of the slightly unripe banana is its richness in resistant starch. This is a special form of fiber that is not digested in the stomach and small intestine, but arrives intact to the colon, where it feeds the good bacteria in the intestine. This prebiotic effect improves the intestinal flora, strengthens the absorption of essential minerals such as magnesium, iron, and zinc, and promotes a more efficient metabolism. In practice, a well-nourished and balanced intestine improves the entire musculoskeletal system. It absorbs nutrients better, keeps the body less inflamed, and increases the availability of energy at the cellular level. It is as if every bite of unripe banana sets in motion a silent but essential support system to face the day with energy. But how to include this fruit in your breakfast? Here are some simple and tasty ideas. You can slice half a slightly unripe banana and add it to a bowl of Greek yogurt, oatmeal, or whole grain flakes. The contrast between the creaminess and firmness of the banana will provide a pleasant texture, while the nutrients will work synergistically to support muscles and digestion. Or you can bake the banana in the oven for 10 minutes at 180 Celsius with a drizzle of almond butter and a pinch of cinnamon. You will get a warm, comforting snack, perfect for those who like to start the day with something sweet but healthy. The resistant starch is not compromised by the light cooking, and the flavor will be more delicate but still balanced. Another idea is to blend it with fresh spinach and flax seeds, creating a green smoothie rich in potassium, iron, and fiber. Ideal for those who have little time but do not want to give up quality. And if you want to overdo it, you can add a pinch of turmeric or ginger for an even more marked anti-inflammatory effect. A little practical tip: peel the banana, starting from the base, not from the stem. This method is also used by monkeys and allows you to open the fruit more easily, avoiding wasting parts or crushing the pulp. Also, if your intestine tolerates it, you can add a thin strip of the inside of the peel, well washed, to the smoothie. It contains antioxidants and fiber useful for digestive health and blood sugar control. Here's a surprising fact. Eating a slightly unripe banana a day, especially within 2 hours of waking up or after a light walk, helps your leg muscles receive stable energy without glycemic spikes and without that empty feeling in the middle of the morning. Over time, you'll notice more responsiveness in your movements, less stiffness, and an easier transition from sitting to standing. A simple gesture that, after age 60, can become more challenging if not supported by a targeted diet. Banana, after all, is one of the few foods that can be considered a natural modulator of mobility. It does not need cooking, can be transported anywhere, does not make a mess, does not have high costs, and acts on both the muscular and nervous levels. A true daily ally. Of course, a banana is not a medicine. It doesn't work miracles in a day, but over time, it can become a silent constant, capable of nourishing the legs, supporting balance, and improving the quality of life. Because mobility is everything. It allows you to be independent, to walk outdoors, to participate in life, and every little gesture that protects it is a great investment. And now that you know the hidden power of the unripe banana, get ready to discover another food that works silently but powerfully. A fermented food, rich in protein, probiotics, and calcium, that supports your muscles while you rest. After a night's sleep, the body wakes up in a particular state. It is as if, for several hours, it had consumed resources without receiving supplies. This period of fasting, which can last 8 hours or more, puts the body in a condition called muscle catabolism, or a slight but continuous loss of muscle tissue, especially in the most vulnerable areas, such as the legs. For those over 50 or 60, this process is even more pronounced. With age, in fact, the body becomes less efficient at building and repairing muscle mass, and if it does not receive the right nutrients at the ideal time, that is, within the first 2 hours of waking up, weakness and loss of tone become inevitable. That's why one of the best ways to counteract this process is to start your day with a simple yet powerful food: Greek yogurt. Much more than a simple snack, Greek yogurt is a true, complete nutritional strategy, especially for seniors who want to maintain strength, balance, and stability. Unlike classic yogurt, Greek yogurt is filtered several times, losing much of the whey and becoming denser, creamier, and more concentrated in proteins. But it's not just the quantity of protein that makes the difference, it's also the quality. Greek yogurt contains a blend of fast and slow digesting proteins, especially casein, which releases amino acids gradually into the bloodstream. This means that, at breakfast, it provides sustained muscle support throughout the morning, keeping cell regeneration active. For people over 60, this is crucial. The body, in fact, needs more protein to achieve the same anabolic effect that it would have in a younger individual. And this is where Greek yogurt shines, offering an effective protein boost without weighing down digestion. In addition, Greek yogurt is very rich in calcium, an essential mineral not only for bone health, but also for muscle contraction. Without enough calcium, the muscle struggles to respond correctly to stimuli. And calcium deficiency, unfortunately, is very common in old age, especially in those who consume little dairy products or have impaired assimilation. Added to this is vitamin D, often found naturally or fortified in Greek yogurt. This vitamin is key to neuromuscular function. It helps prevent joint stiffness, keeps muscles active, and enhances the response of nerve receptors. It is not uncommon for those with low vitamin D levels to complain of instability, muscle fatigue, and even general aches and pains. But that's not all. Greek yogurt also contains a precious resource that is often ignored: probiotics. These good bacteria colonize the intestine and improve the absorption of proteins, iron, magnesium, and zinc, all essential minerals for muscle vitality. A healthy intestine is the basis for a healthy body. It digests better, assimilates better, protects better. To get all these benefits, it is important to choose a natural Greek yogurt without added sugars or artificial flavors. A cup of 150-200 grams in the morning can become the heart of breakfast. Here are some useful combinations to enhance its effect. Add sliced unripe banana to take advantage of the synergistic effect of potassium, vitamin B6, and resistant starch. Combine fresh blueberries or raspberries, rich in antioxidants and excellent for microcirculation. Sprinkle with chopped walnuts or pumpkin seeds, sources of omega-3s, zinc, and good fats that improve the integrity of muscle cell membranes. To sweeten naturally, you can add half a teaspoon of raw honey and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Honey has antibacterial and soothing properties, while cinnamon helps keep blood sugar levels stable. A little practical tip: take the yogurt out of the fridge 5-10 minutes before consuming it. At room temperature, the flavor becomes fuller. The probiotics awaken and the digestion benefits. For those with a sensitive stomach or who tend to suffer from digestive slowness, this little trick can make a big difference. Another uncommon but very smart use of Greek yogurt is as a substitute for butter or mayonnaise. You can spread it on whole grain bread, use it to accompany cooked or raw vegetables, or even as a base for light sauces. The result will be creamy, filling, and above all, nutritionally valid. And if you're wondering whether Greek yogurt is suitable for lactose intolerance, the answer is often yes. Many Greek yogurts, especially natural ones, contain very little lactose, thanks to the filtering process, and are well tolerated even by those with mild sensitivities. Eating a serving of Greek yogurt every morning, perhaps combined with fruit, seeds, and whole grains, not only improves muscle tone and recovery, but stabilizes energy, helps mood, and strengthens the intestines. It is a silent, discreet food, but with a profound power. It works almost like a coach who works behind the scenes, preparing the body to move with more confidence, more lightness, more harmony. And if Greek yogurt represents the smart recovery after an overnight fast, the next food takes us even further. Directly from the sea comes a food that acts at the cellular level, reducing inflammation, supporting nerve function, and improving communication between the brain and muscles. A real secret weapon for those who want to maintain strength and mobility for a long time. When we think of foods that help strengthen muscles, our minds immediately run to steaks, eggs, or even protein shakes. But in reality, there is a group of foods that, despite containing less protein than a piece of meat, offer much more profound benefits, especially for the legs, balance, and coordination. These are the so-called fatty fish, such as salmon, mackerel, sardines, herring, and trout. These foods are a natural source of noble proteins, of course, but their strength lies in the good fats they contain. In particular, the long-chain omega-3s, known as EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. These two nutrients are not simply good for the heart, as is often said. Their action is much broader and directly affects the muscles, joints, and nervous system. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at using protein to build new muscle tissue. That's why, even with a proper diet, some older people still can't counteract muscle loss. But omega-3s play a key role in this. They increase the sensitivity of muscle cells to protein, making them more receptive and facilitating the regeneration of fibers. In practice, it's as if your body becomes better at using what you eat to rebuild strength, elasticity, and endurance. But it's not just about muscles. The real power of omega-3s is that they act at the cellular level, reducing the micro-inflammations that accumulate over time and silently damage tissues, nerves, and joints. Those inflammations that don't hurt right away, but that translate into morning stiffness, mild swelling, difficulty walking smoothly, or getting up from a chair. And then there's the brain. As we age, many of us begin to notice subtle signs: slow reflexes, unsteady movements, slight tremors, less steady hands. Often the cause isn't just in the muscles, but in the nerve circuits that connect the brain to the limbs. This is where DHA and vitamin B12 come into play, both of which are abundant in fatty fish. DHA promotes the fluidity of neuronal membranes, improving the transmission of nerve impulses. B12, on the other hand, allows nerves to communicate efficiently with muscles. A deficiency in this vitamin can lead to tingling, instability, loss of strength, and coordination problems. Salmon, in particular, is an excellent source of vitamin D, which is very important for those who suffer from chronic muscle weakness or tend to have fragile bones. Vitamin D helps prevent falls, improving muscle response and keeping joints more mobile, and it is often deficient in those over 60, especially in the winter months. Preparing salmon or other fatty fish does not require great culinary skills. A slice of salmon, seasoned with a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, lemon juice, and a pinch of black pepper, cooked in a pan for 5 minutes per side, is already a complete, nutritious and light meal. For those looking for an even more delicate option, steaming or cooking in a light broth with bay leaves and ginger makes the dish easily digestible, even for those with a sensitive stomach. And if you don't have the time or the means to cook, there are practical and economical alternatives. Canned sardines, mackerel, or herring, preferably in extra virgin olive oil or water, are an excellent resource. A couple of fillets on a slice of whole wheat bread, or mixed with a ripe avocado, are enough to create a simple but nutritionally powerful dish. A little trick: combine fatty fish with fresh herbs such as dill, parsley, or thyme. Not only do they improve the taste, but they stimulate digestion and promote circulation. A teaspoon of apple cider vinegar or a few drops of lemon help activate the digestive enzymes and make the dish even more functional. Here is the key recommendation: eat fatty fish 2 to 3 times a week. You don't have to eat them every day, but this frequency is enough to start noticing improvements in your leg muscles, coordination of movements, resistance to fatigue. You may notice that you get out of bed more easily, that you walk with more confidence, or that the cramps that bothered you in the evening have become less frequent. And don't forget another important aspect: mental well-being. Omega-3s also help improve mood, combat mild anxiety, and protect cognitive functions. A strong, mobile, coordinated body also needs a clear and serene mind. Ultimately, keeping your legs strong and your step confident after 60 isn't a matter of luck or genetics, but of daily choices. You don't need to completely overturn your diet or spend hours in the gym. Just start each day with a smart breakfast full of deeply nourishing foods. A hard-boiled egg, a porridge with oats and chia seeds, a slightly unripe banana, a Greek yogurt with fruit and seeds, a slice of salmon, or a few sardines with whole wheat bread. They are not miracles, but over time, they become small bricks that build your independence, your stability, your strength. These foods don't make any noise. They don't promise any special effects, but they give you balance, agility, and confidence in your movements day after day. And if you found this video useful, if something struck you or inspired you to change a small habit, click like to help us reach as many people as possible. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Write in the comments. From today, I choose foods that strengthen my body. And remember, you can also support our work with the super thanks below the video. Every gesture of gratitude is a way to help this community dedicated to health after 60 grow. Longevity is not just living a long life. It is living well, strong, and moving. And every morning, with the first bite, you can choose to do just that.